feels like he's riding a roller coaster.
That make me Coney Island?
Oh, nice. You just kicked me in the head.
Ah, yes. Well, children have a way of doing that in more ways than one. Oh, look who's home. The honeymooners.
Well, well, well. Mother and Dad. How novel to catch the two of you in the middle of an intimate moment.
We're sorry. Let's leave him alone.
No, just a second. I just want to get a CD. We just saw Phantom of the Opera. Wow, what a show. I got to hear that song one more time. They only reprised it 6 times.
We really didn't think anyone would still be out.
Darling, were you planning on playing it now?
Uh-huh. At our place.
Oh, nice choice. Could you sort of move through here quickly? As you so aptly put it, we were having an intimate moment.
All right. All right. Oh. Damn you, Magneto. One of us has got to go.
Finian O'Toole.
Kind sir, I wonder if I could interest you in the purchase of a lottery ticket.
Get in here. Where the hell have you been? Monica.
Arvin, listen, I'm really sorry that you had to stay later.
No sweat, doll. I'm up to my earlobes and stiffs. Oh, shutting down those 2 wings at Mercy is going to kill us. I mean, how can they expect us to do this overload?
I don't know, but we will. We always do. David Langton?
Oh, autopsy, right?
Yeah, right.
Here we go. This is the kind of case that makes me forget about the smell of formaldehyde.
Why?
Well, we pathologists are a very weird lot. We like to solve mysteries, and this one was a beauty. Worthy of Quincy.
What do you mean?
It wasn't the heart attack that killed him.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you come in. Can I get you something, Mrs. Ashton? Sir?
Jennings, do you have any idea where the new Phantom of the Opera CD is? I can't find it anywhere.
Mrs. Quartermain was listening to it earlier. I'll be happy to try and help find it.
Thank you.
Ned, you could have driven to town and bought a new one by now.
Can't we just forget about this, Ned?
No. Paul, do you mind? Can you help me over here? Please? Please?
If it'll get you out of here any faster, yeah, sure.
Hey, everybody, what's going on?
Jason, do you have any CDs in your room?
Well, just the new Nirvana album. Why, you want to listen to it?
Maybe later. What do you want?
Well, can I get a glass of water? I just came in from running.
Excuse me, is this the only room in the house that has running water? Never mind. Why don't you invite your mom and dad down?
Hey, nice pants. I think they're mine.
I don't think so. Take them
Oh,
off
look,
now.
yippee! Now we have enough
Take 'em
people
off.
to mount our own production of Phantom of the Opera. I think we ought to wake Mother and Daddy so they can join in the fun. We can roast marshmallows, tell ghost stories.
Anybody know any camp songs?
How about Hail, Hail, the gang's all here?
Come in.
Nikki, excuse me. Monica wanted you to have this scarf and these gloves for your trip to Washington. She said it's still cold there.
Well, I have a coat.
Well, you know, Monica, she worries about everybody, so she wanted you to have these.
Tell her I said thank you.
Oh, well. I hope the trip isn't too bad, and our thoughts go with you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Quartermain. Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other day I heard your wife on the phone, something about an autopsy. Why do you have to do that? I mean, open up his body and everything.
To determine the exact cause of death.
Well, I thought that was only done from the request of a relative.
There also can be legal reasons.
Legal reasons.
Well, they have to make sure that the hospital follow correct procedure. I mean, I'm sure it did.
You know, just 2 days ago, he was alive. Dr. Quartermain told me he would recover.
I know. She feels as badly about it as you do.
Well, tomorrow we'll be on a plane to Washington together. Only he'll be in a casket.
Pulmonary embolism. He died of a blood clot.
Was probably hiding out in some dark corner of his body.
Well, did you do a microscopic evaluation?
No, once you crack it open and find that baby, forget about it. It's over.
So the attack wasn't triggered by a tachycardia.
No, as you know, Monica, a clot can dislodge itself at any time. Once it sailed into the main blood vessel in his lungs...
He wasn't getting any oxygen. I mean, that's why he went into respiratory failure, even though he was intubated and on the ventilator.
Poor guy suffocated to death.
Well, what about the fact that we found him on the floor?
Well, that's probably how he got the embolism. The activity of getting out of bed on his own probably dislodged the clot and kaboom.
Then, I mean, nothing would have changed even if he hadn't been in the plane crash.
Well, yes and no. Even if he walked out of here healthy, he may have dropped dead in a couple of weeks.
So basically, there was nothing we could have done.
No way. This poor guy was loaded with bad luck.
What does that mean?
Well, after the initial foul-up in his original surgery, he was doomed. I mean, we all gotta go sometime. Catch you later, Doc.
Okay. Here we go. Not much left.
Oh, that's all right.
You're pretty serious about this packing stuff, aren't you? I usually just roll everything up into a ball and hope for the best.
Well, by the time you're done with the airline, you might as well.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, we have much larger suitcases around here. I think I can get my mother to get you one bigger.
Well, I bet your mother's getting pretty sick of helping me.
No. No, why would you say that? You're the kind of person people like to help.
Well, thank you, AJ.
Anything, anytime, anywhere.
Really? I could use a ride to the airport tomorrow.
I don't have a driver's license right now.
How come?
Well, it has something to do with my blood alcohol level.
Oh. And that's why you're doing community service.
Right. And endless sessions with Dr. Hardy.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
I don't mind.
You can watch, but don't touch.
Okay.
So, is your therapy doing any good?
Oh, absolutely. We're making great strides. I think any day now, Dr. Hardy will be just as sane as you or me.
I was talking about you.
Well, you know, I don't think Dr. Hardy can help me with my problem at all.
What is your problem, AJ?
Did you ever hear the prodigal son? Kid goes out into the world, hits some bad luck, comes back to the open arms of his father.
Yeah?
Well, it's a lie. It doesn't happen that way.
Well, how does it happen?
It happens like the old saying, out of sight, out of mind. My parents like me when I'm out of sight.
Well, are you going to move out?
No, I miss all this fun. Are you kidding? We'll get you to the airport tomorrow. I'll get Alex to drive you there.
Well, thanks, AJ. I owe you.
Well, maybe someday I can collect.
Oh, wait. I found it. Oh,
Yeah.
Somebody put in Elvis the Golden Years.
Alan did it.
Well, then where's Elvis?
Probably in Nebraska eating corn dogs. Could you all, hit the road now? Good idea. Let's go.
Thanks, Jason. Jennings, thank you very much. Mother, are you sure you don't want to listen to this?
Darling, I have never been more sure about anything in my life.
Well, actually, Ned, I wouldn't mind listening to him.
You know what, Jason? It would be the greatest of privileges for me to buy you tickets. Why don't you go turn in?
Oh, good night, Aunt Tracy.
Unless there's something else, I believe I'll turn in also.
Thanks,
What a
Jax.
good idea. I think everybody should turn in.
Come along, Christine. I shall spirit you away to the Phantom's hideout.
Good night. We're sorry to bother you.
Now, if I were you two, I would lock this door because we're going to be locking ours.
Well, you enjoy that music, sweetheart, and don't get hit in the head with a falling chandelier. Hmm?
Something wrong?
What is it?
Nothing. You just look like someone that I knew once.
Well, there's certainly nothing like a nice cup of hot tea.
You know, you're the only mangy character I know that I would open my door to at this hour without prior notice.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've certainly been through a whole lot of interesting things.
Yeah, some I don't even care to remember. So how is your life, Finian? Staying out of trouble?
Well, you on the fringes, as it were. You know, and what about you?
I'm nothing I care to admit to, actually.
I heard that Sly had his tonsils out. How is he?
Yes, it went very well. He's doing well. He asked for you in the hospital.
Ah, good.
He asked for a lot of people. It was a pretty unsavory list of visitors, actually, including that Barrett woman.
You mean Julia?
That's the one.
I gather that you two are no longer,
No longer,
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, how did you manage to get to Ireland? I mean, how did they let you do that? Weren't you doing community service?
Well, I went over for my sister's wedding. It was a delightful experience.
They let you out of the country for a wedding?
Well, you scratch a bureaucrat and you'll find a romanticist.
Hey, wait a minute. Your sister's a nun.
Well, I'm back now, and, I have some spare time, and I thought maybe if you'd like, I could come back and help you out over here.
Oh, I don't know, Finian. You know, I'm getting sort of used to the TV dinners and the piles of dirty laundry and all the childhood paraphernalia laying around.
Dad?
Hey, what are you doing up?
Smell cranberry tea.
Yahoo! That's you! And did I tell you how much I missed you?
Well, are you going to stay with us? Your bedroom is still empty.
Well, perhaps I could manage a few days.
He may have to leave unexpectedly if his sister gets married again.
Your sister's a nun.
A long day.
Yes, I know, and I appreciate what all of you have been doing. You know, when Mercy Hospital decided to cut back, nobody bothered to ask us whether we could handle the overload.
Any beds left?
Oh,
Hello.
Tom, I'm sorry. Oh, I am so backed up. I think you're going to have to go on without me.
Well, how long are you going to be?
Half an hour? Well, that is, if I don't get any more patients from
You
cardiology.
never know what the night will bring, Simone.
Thank you.
I'll wait for you. Try to catch your breath, too.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Monica. How you doing?
Tom, do you have a minute?
I have 30 to be exact.
Well, can we talk in your office?
Sure.
Before you do that, Monica, I'd like to ask you a question about the Langton case.
Did you read the autopsy report?
Yes? Did his daughter, Nikki, ever mention why he tried to get out of bed?
No, she didn't.
Well, we have to find out about that right away. I'd like to get this case closed. And I'd also like to go home, but I have to make one last tour of the hospital. See you all later.
What can I do for you, Monica?
I really like to talk privately, Tom.
All right.
Hear from that son of mine in here.
Be my guest. Don't mind me if I fall asleep.
What? Hey, Albert, is your old man talking here?
Albert?
Yeah, Albert, that's my father's name.
Your father's not in here. My son is. His name's Dylan.
Albert Dillon?
I don't think so. Dylan, Albert.
I'll have to try to convince her otherwise.
Sure, give it your best shot, pal. Go on, convince me. Talk me into it. Oh, for Lord's sake.
Have you seen my medical journal, the new one?
Uh-huh, I did. It's with your Elvis CD. Ned has it down at the gatehouse. Why don't you go get it?
Why is it in the gatehouse? It's not in the gatehouse.
Aunt Tracy, do you know if my mother's home?
Do I look like an information booth?
Nikki needs a larger suitcase for a trip to Washington tomorrow.
Take one of mine. It's upstairs in my summer closet.
I'll get one. No, I'll get it. I know what Nikki needs. I'll be right back.
You're all being so wonderful.
Don't mention it.
You're quite a family.
Yes, that we are.
You might think it odd this family actually lives together, but, you know, Tracy wouldn't have it any other way.
No, I wouldn't. And we're all still going to be living together even when Alan is sitting in that corner drooling.
Don't count on it. Here it is.
And you know what? Anytime you need anything, you just come to me.
She's a regular Mother Teresa. Always wants to be helpful.
Do you have any siblings?
No, I don't. Well, at least not that I know of.
Lucky you.
Good night, all.
Good night, brother dearest.
What did you do before?
Before I went to the theater?
Why are you looking so guilty?
I don't know. It's getting to be a natural reaction, I guess. Was this a trick question? Well,
No. I just mean before you ran the LQ.
well, let's see, I traveled around the United States. I kicked around Europe. And then I got serious and took on the demanding job of tennis instructor at a local health club.
Wow. And I suppose you probably had affairs there.
You don't want to hear about all that.
I guess you're right. And here I thought that you went right from college straight into that Armani suit. I guess there are a lot of things that I don't know about you yet.
Well, I always knew that I was the one to take over the family business, so I thought I would have my fun up front.
Meaning that from here on out, life's just going to be drudgery?
Well, actually, I'm surprised. So far, being grown up has been a lot of fun.
So much fun.
This much.
When we were back at the mansion, what happened when you saw that girl, Nikki?
It was really odd. She just really reminded me of someone.
Who?
Dawn. My first wife.
I'm surprised that nobody else noticed.
Well, maybe they just haven't said anything. Seeing her, it brought back some painful memories.
And what about she meant to you?
No, not that at all. It was funny, Nikki had the same frightened and defensive look that Dawn had. Whereas you, on the other hand, you have this world-beaten gaze that you can take on anybody in the room with two hands tied behind your back.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot.
You know, somehow I survived Dawn deserting me. But I don't think I could ever survive losing you.
Look at this part. So, tell me, does AJ show any signs of opening up to you?
I'll need a few more sessions before I'm able to make that call.
Of course.
Monica, why do I get the feeling you're not here this time of night to talk about AJ?
Oh, look, Tom, I'm sorry. Really, I am. I don't think I can do this. Why don't you just go on home?
No, I can't. I'm waiting for Simone. But we can continue this tomorrow if you'd rather. We're both tired.
Would you promise? Promise me that you won't say a word to anyone about this?
Monica, I've told you before. It's patient confidentiality.
It, has to do with the emergency surgery on David Langton.
Yes, we talked about this before.
Yeah, I know. I just can't get it out of my mind, Tom. I replay that operation over and over again in my mind, and I can't escape it.
And what can't you escape?
Tom, it was an emergency. I did not know who the patient was. I couldn't know. I really couldn't know. There was a drape between us.
You couldn't know, but what happened, Monica?
When I did see him, when I saw who he was, I froze. I just froze. I guess my hand must have been shaking because I remember Bobby reminding me I was about to remove the cannula, and I started to cut the sutures, and then there was all this blood. All this blood. I almost killed that man.
It's all right, Monica. It's going to be okay.
No, it isn't okay, Tom. How could it be okay? The man is dead.
You knew David Langton before.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship did you have with him?
We loved a long time ago.
I see. And then what happened?
And then we lost each other, and he went to Vietnam. And after he left, I found out I was pregnant.
And the child?
David Langton is Dawn's father.
Who are you?
That's a great fire you got going.
Thank you. I was hoping to share it with someone I love.
I'm sorry. I really appreciate everything your family's done for me, but I'll be out of your hair tomorrow.
Well, don't worry about it. The Quartermains are a very caring clan. We care about everybody except each other.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute.
Too bad you're not going to stick around. You'd see what I mean.
Who was that man that left with that really beautiful redheaded woman?
The man was my son, Ned.
You know, he looked at me really strangely. He said that I reminded him of someone he once knew.
He's right. I noticed the resemblance right away.
A resemblance to whom?
His first wife.
Really?
She was fair, blonde, same build as you. Maybe a little older.
What was her name?
Dawn.
Were they married long?
My, don't you have a curious nature. They were married for a little over 24 hours, I think.
Why? I mean, if you don't mind my asking.
She ran off with another man shortly after the ceremony.
Oh, poor Ned.
It was devastating, but he got over it. He has a very resilient nature, much like his mother.
Well, who did she run off with?
Here you go, Nick. You can take a pick.
Or you can use them both. But then again, you're only going to be gone for a few days, right?
Could we get on with this? I'd really like to spend some time alone with my husband.
I'll take that one.
Okay, I'll run it upstairs and bring the other one down, so you'll be ready in the morning.
Great. I really appreciate it, AJ.
No problem.
And thank you, too, Mrs. Hornsby.
It's my pleasure. I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah, I want to get the final report from the hospital, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with my life.
Then you can continue your interrogation. Conversation.
I'll look forward to it. Good night.
Good night.
Night. Where are you going?
I'm going to our room because it seems to be the only place you and I are going to get any privacy.
I was wrong, Tom. Really wrong. I shouldn't have operated. I should have stepped aside.
In the middle of surgery?
It was ethically wrong for me to proceed.
Monica, we couldn't find a better cardiologist in the state, let alone Port Charles, at 3 o'clock in the morning after a plane crash. You had no choice.
I mean, I didn't know who it was. I had no way of knowing.
No, you didn't. You had no way of knowing he would come into your life again, let alone on an operating table.
But I am culpable, Tom. Maybe not for the surgery, but certainly for treating him afterward.
Yeah, well, I do have to agree with you there.
I can never forgive myself for that.
Monica, you're only human. You cared about David Langton. You wanted to help cure him. Your intentions were good, although the outcome wasn't.
You cannot tell me that anything I did was right.
No, I wouldn't presume to do that. The issue is not a simple one. But I will tell you that you've got to try to forget about it.
I can't, Tom. I cannot get it out of my mind. I don't think I ever will.
Do you keep a journal?
Yeah, I do. I've used it a few times. I go back over it, but I don't think it helps very much.
Go back to it. It'll help. Just give it time. Just pour out all your feelings onto the paper. It'll feel really good.
Okay. Let's give it a try. Thank you.
Come in. Hi.
Is it too late to talk?
No, what's up?
Well, I've just been worried about something.
What about AJ?
Yeah, well, him too, but I've also been thinking a lot about Nikki Langton.
What about her?
Well, I know she doesn't really have any place else to go, but why is she here?
I don't know, Jason. It's beyond me. I've never seen Monica like this. I mean, she's lost patients before, but she's never asked their families to come home and live with us.
I don't know how Nikki can handle all this. First her mother dies, and then her father. Dad, if I lost you now, I don't know what I would do.
Oh, don't. I'm not going for a long time, I hope. But this is something that Nikki's got to resolve for herself. I did agree with Monica that she can stay here until she decides what she's going to do.
Do you ever think about my mom?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still think about her. I try to remember her, but it's hard because I was so young when she died.
She was a very special person.
Yeah, well, at least Nikki got to know both her mom and dad, huh?
I know where you're coming from, Jason. That isn't something that I've had to experience myself, but I'll tell you for yourself, you've just got to give it away and you got to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry to be talking about this now, but maybe the fact is that she looks so much like Dawn.
I thought it was Dawn the first time that I saw her. I absolutely couldn't believe it.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Am I interrupting something?
Not at all. Another long night?
Yeah, very long.
Dr. Hardy, I need to see you. Oh, hello, Dr. Brensky.
What is my heart patient doing in pediatrics?
Now, hold on a minute. We gave him the very last room. I was glad to get him out of the hallway.
Oh, yes, well, I heard he was in the corridor. I had very serious concerns. I'm sure you can understand.
Of course I can, but we're strapped for rooms here. We're doing the very best we can.
No, I'm sorry. That's not good enough, Dr. Hardy. Now, I expect my patient to get the full complement of care he would receive in the cardiac room.
I agree with you, but those rooms are full. What do you suggest we do?
Well, I want my patient to get top priority.
Baranski, you're a good doctor, and I understand you're concerned for your patient, but there are a lot of patients in this hospital, and they're all top priority to us.
This is the children's wing.
Then he's in very good company. Every floor in this hospital has wonderful doctors and nurses. Unless you feel your patient belongs in intensive care.
No, I don't think he's that serious, but I would feel a hell of a lot more
Now,
comfortable
look here. We all would. If Mercy Hospital hadn't sent their patients here, I'd have been home 5 hours ago. And so would many of our doctors and nurses around here. We're doing the very best we can under a terrible situation. I suggest you do the same.
Will you promise me that my patient will get the first available room in the cardiac wing?
Of course. This is a team effort, Dr. Baranski. It's not every man for himself. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Dr. Hardy. Good night.
Good night.
Who's that?
Hmm?
Who's that?
Our newest staff member, Dr. Michael Baranski, famous doctor. I don't always approve of his methods, but he's an excellent surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I better get going. Go home before somebody else hits me in the face.
Get a good night's sleep, Dad, all right?
Tom, when you talked to Monica, how was she?
She's fine.
You know, it seemed unusual to me that she would want to see us so late in the evening.
Well, you know, Monica, she goes around the clock.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good night.
Take care.
Can we get out of here now?
Whew, I'm already gone. Let me sign this thing. So what's wrong? What's up with you?
With whom?
It's Monica, isn't it?
No, I'm just tired, that's all.
Just like I thought. So if it's Monica, then what it has to do with David Langton?
I really can't discuss it.
All right, I know you can't discuss it, and I'm not asking you to. It's just that I'd hate to see this happen all over again.
What happened?
What happened? People always dumping their problems on you.
I'm a psychiatrist. It's my job.
Of course you are, darling. But every time you start taking on friends, it takes its toll on you emotionally.
Thank you for worrying about me. Now, can we go home?
Yes, we can. But I'm driving because I want you to get a nap.
Well, that was my plan. All of a sudden, I'm wide awake.
So Ned runs the LQ?
Yeah, he runs the family business.
Alone?
No, with my grandfather. And he's lucky I'm still in college. Otherwise, he'd have competition.
What about after you graduate, Mr. Modesty?
Well, we'll see. But he is still grandfather's favorite. However, that can change.
You don't like Ned very much, do you?
Gee, how can you tell? Well, when you get to know Ned better, you'll find out that he's a condescending jerk with the charm of a snake oil salesman.
You know, now that you mention it, he did seem a little strange.
No kidding.
Yeah. The first time I saw him, he looked at me like I was a ghost. He said that I looked like his first wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Same eyes, same intensity.
Tell me more about her.
Oh, hey, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but you have a phone call downstairs. You want me to take a message?
No, I'll get it. Excuse me, I'll be right back.
I can't believe this. I dragged you to that show, and you swore that you would fall asleep before the first half, and now all you want to do is hear it. You want to stay up all night.
When we're old, like Paul and Tracy, then we can go to bed early. But until then...
Old like Tracy? She would hate that.
I don't think Paul would appreciate it either. I want you to stay right here. All right, don't move. I'll be
And one thing you're gonna find out about me is that I'm the type of guy who's full of surprises.
You are full of surprises.
And every night, we're going to uncover another mystery.
Alone at last. Shouldn't say that so quickly. They'll probably all come rushing in.
Yeah, well, I was sort of getting used to the fishbowl atmosphere, actually.
Is that how you're coming to bed?
Yeah, why?
You usually wear the tops.
Well, I'm not that predictable, am I?
Yeah, you are. But don't change on my account in this case. Less is definitely more. Boy, I could have killed Ned tonight.
Just being his old, obnoxious self, Tracy, is nothing new, is it?
No, he thinks the world revolves around him.
Yeah. Tell you what, let's not talk about Ned, all right?
Gee, I wish I'd thought of that. Want to feel your son?
Yeah, I do. My son.
I did too.
Tracy, listen, maybe this isn't such a good idea, right? After the little scare we had last week, I'm just a little bit worried about you and the baby.
It's okay. I'll talk to the doctor. The baby's just fine.
He said it was okay?
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think, look at me. Think things are getting better between us?
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
I love you so much. And I need you.
Yeah, I know, Tracy. I know.
You mean you went all the way across the ocean and you didn't bring me anything?
Where did he learn to be so mercenary?
Well, he's absolutely right. You know, there is an old Irish there's an old Irish saying, never arrive empty-handed. This, my friend, is for you.
Wow, it's a whistle.
It's a tin whistle. This is for keeping the banshees away on stormy nights.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you don't see any banshees around here, do you? So I'll bet you it works.
You know, I was going to bring you a wooden whistle.
And what happened to it?
It wouldn't whistle.
Oh, I get it. Hey, now a tin whistle.
Leave the punchlines for me, will you?
Oh, he's such a wise guy, isn't he?
Oh, super wise
Okay,
guy.
wise guy, it's way past lights out. Hit the sack.
Oh,
Hit the sack.
Come on, come along with me and I will tell you a horrible bedside story.
About banshees?
No, about the upcoming political election.
Ah, I'll pass, please.
Oh, get along.
Oh.
Hello?
I have a ship-to-shore call for Bill Eckert.
This is Bill Eckert.
One moment.
Ship to shore.
Eckert, how the hell are you?
Who is this? Chris? Is this you?
You remember? North Africa.
It is you.
I had a hard time finding you.
Oh, I should have sent out Christmas cards.
Don't bother. You can't hide from your past now.
Clearly. You know, I don't have anywhere to get in touch with you, Chris.
Right. I'm a moving target. Keep in touch, Eckert.
Bad news?
Someone I used to know.
Tonight at 10, 9 Central. Will Charlie strike out when Sydney starts throwing curves?